Hi everyone, welcome to Concept-Wise Learning Hub. In today's class, we are going to discuss the PYQs, MCQs and assertion and reasoning of the topic teaching, its concepts, its levels, its objectives and characteristics. So our first question is teaching is best described as a process that primarily aims at A. Transferring information, B. Delivering lecture, C. Bringing about desirable change in learners' behavior, and D. Completing the syllabus. Take a few seconds and think about the answer. So the correct answer is bringing about desirable change in learners' behavior. This question directly tests your understanding of the concept of teaching. Teaching is not merely delivering lecture or completing the syllabus. The ultimate purpose of teaching is to bring positive behavioral change in learners. This is the most frequently repeated concepts in UGC NET exams. So question number 2 is who defined teaching as a formal interpersonal influence aimed at changing the behavior of another person? A. B.F. Skinner, B. N.L. Gage, C. John Dewey, D. G.S. Berner. So the answer is B. N.L. Gage. So N.L. Gage definition is extremely important. The examiner may ask directly or indirectly. So when you see interpersonal influence and behavioral change, immediately think of N.L. Gage. So the third question is which domain of teaching objectives is concerned with values, attitudes and emotions? A. Cognitive, B. Psychomotor and C. Affective, D. Behavioral. So the answer is C. Affective. So let's quickly revise Bloom's domain. Cognitive domain deals with knowledge and intellectual development. Affective domain deals with attitudes, values, interests, emotions and feelings. And psychomotoric domain deals with skills and physical coordination. Fourth question is according to Bloom's taxonomy, writing an essay using learned ideas belongs to which domain? A. Affective, B. Cognitive, C. Psychomotor and D. Emotional. So the correct answer is option B. Cognitive domain. Writing an essay involves understanding, organizing, analyzing and applying knowledge. All these activities belongs to the cognitive domain. So NTs frequently asks Bloom's taxonomy based questions. So make sure you clearly understand the three domains. Question number 5. Operating a machine or performing a laboratory experiment is related to which objectives of teaching? Cognitive, affective, psychomotor or moral? So the answer is C. Psychomotor. So whenever you see practical work, laboratory activity, operating machines, physical performance, think of psychomotoric domain. This domain focuses on skill development and coordination. So our sixth question is the memory level of teaching is mainly concerned with A. Problem solving, B. Critical thinking, C. Recall and recognition and D. Creativity. So the correct option is option C. Recall and recognition. Memory level teaching is the lowest level of teaching. Its main objective is remembering facts. Its focus on memorization, recall and recognition. Our seventh question is which level of teaching encourages problem solving, inquiry and critical thinking? A. Memory level, B. Understanding level, C. Reflective level and D. Conditional level. So the correct answer is option C. Reflective level. Reflective level teaching is the highest level of teaching. It develops critical thinking, creativity, problem solving and research orientation. Next is question number 8. At which level of teaching is the teacher's role is that of a guide or facilitator? A. Memory level, B. Understanding level, C. Reflective level, D. All levels. So the correct answer is option C, reflective level. At the reflective level, the teacher does not simply provide answers. Instead, the teacher guides learners to discover answers independently. This learner-centered approach promotes deeper learning. Our ninth question is match the following. So we have to match the level of teaching with its focus. So here the option A is the correct answer. For memory level, they focus on recalling facts, and the understanding level, they understand the meanings, and in reflective level, they helps in improving creativity or innovation. Question number 2 is who identified the three levels of teaching: memory, understanding, and reflective? A. Blooms and Carthol, and B. Skinner and Thorndike, and C. Morris, Elbig and Herbert, and D. Piaget and Vygotsky. So correct answer option is option C, Morris, Elbig and Herbert. Now let's move to assertion reasoning questions. These questions require careful reading. Do not rush. Read both assertion and reason carefully. Then determine whether both are true or both are false, or whether the reason correctly explains the assertion. So our question number 11 is assertion. Teaching is a purposeful and systematic activity. And the reason is teaching aims to bring about desirable behavioral changes in learners. Here, both the statements are true, and the reason correctly explains the assertion. Therefore, option A is the correct answer. Our question number 12. Assertion: memory level teaching is suitable for high order thinking. Reason: it emphasizes recall, recognition, and rote learning. Here, the assertion is false because memory level teaching does not promote higher order thinking. The reason is true. Therefore, option D. Assertion is false, reason is true. Question number 13. Assertion: reflective level of teaching promotes creativity and independent thinking. Reason: learners actively engage in problem solving and inquiry. And here both the statements are true, and the reason correctly explains the assertion. So option A is the correct answer. Question number 14. Assertion: affective objectives are important for holistic development of learners. Reason: they help in developing values, attitudes, and motivation. Here, both the statements are true. Reason correctly explains the assertion. So, option A is the right answer. Question number 15. Teaching is both an art and a science because it involves emotions only, it requires creativity and systematic planning, it depends only on experience. D. It ignores learners' differences. So here the right option is option B. It requires creativity and systematic planning. Here the creativity represents the art aspect and the systematic planning represents the science aspect. Question number 16. Which of the following is not a characteristic of a good teaching? A. Active learner participation. B. Continuous feedback. C. Rigid teaching method. And D. Clear objectives. So here the correct option is option C, rigid teaching methods. Good teaching should always be flexible and adaptable. Rigid methods reduce learning effectiveness. 17th question. The sequence of levels of teaching from lowest to highest is A. Reflective, understanding, memory. B. Memory, understanding, reflective. C. Understanding, memory, reflective. And D. Memory, reflective, understanding. So the correct answer is option B. Memory level, then understanding level, then reflective level. Students, today's PYQs and MCQ practice session covered some of the most important questions from teaching aptitude. I strongly recommend revising these questions multiple times because NTA often asks similar concepts in different formats. If you found this session useful, please like, share, and subscribe to Concept-Wise Learning Hub, clear concepts for smarter study. Thank you for watching. See you in the next class.